Your phone on silent so you don't get like 50 text messages during this shit.
I won't get 50. I'll get like maybe 2.
17. Recording?
Yeah, dog. We're
what,
going live.
What up, you people who may or may not be a little weird?
Yeah, man. I'm just not gonna acknowledge any of that because it's gonna make it worse. So, what's going on with you, dog? Let's talk about that. What's going on with your life?
I got nothing. It's been a pretty tame week.
You got nothing? Jeez, man.
Yeah, man. Just been a pretty tame week. You know, just straight giving hoes that meat staff and, you know, lifting heavy because that's what you do. You lift heavy.
That's right, son. Gotta avoid heart disease and bone demineralization and diabetes and Alzheimer's. You gotta do that by lifting heavy.
That's right.
Medical fact.
It's a fact. Heavy deadlifts cure everything.
Heavy deadlifts cures 99.9 of ailments.
How about cancer?
Yeah, it's one of the 99.9.
Damn.
Yeah.
What doesn't it cure?
It does not cure limbic syndrome.
Damn.
Sadly.
I don't have that problem, but if I did,
then you're good, dog. You should be fucking good to go. You should be like a horse the rest of your life. You just gotta lift heavy.
I guess so. That's what I'm
Safe, but heavy.
No, man, I'm born weak. I did take I took Thursday off because it was apparently they call it team day. Back in the day, we had field day. Do you remember field day?
Was that when they used to like let us bring super soakers and
Yeah.
And we could just like spray people down?
Yeah, that.
It's called field day? Or what is it called now?
It's called team day now. Because you work in a team and you build relationships with your
That
students.
sounds like the biggest soft American
Yeah, no,
thing I've heard.
it is. That's some soft shit. Donald Trump wouldn't appreciate that. Overseer President Donald Trump would not enjoy that. And so that's why I took that day off, because I don't do that touch butt shit.
Oh, now my fingers are stupid coffee. Yeah. Why is it? There's no. What's the team building part of this?
I don't know.
Shooting people in the face with water is not team building.
Well, they don't have that, but they have games that include water now, and it's like different games you play. It's just basically 6 hours of you playing games.
How often does that happen?
Twice a year. I did the 2 last year, and I literally told everybody, I'm not doing this again.
You and I on our epic road trip, we're talking about our old school days, and I feel like kids do have less field trips and less of those like throwaway fun days. Like I could have swore that when our junior high, yes, we've known each other that long. Our junior high, there was like once a month was that water day thing. I thought it was like the end of the month every month.
I think we had something every month. I don't know if it was field day.
Maybe it was every couple months, but we had like a field trip every month, right?
We did have a field trip or something.
Yeah, we went somewhere every month.
I know it was, we had, for like the good students who got like straight A's or straight B's or something like that, or just were doing a good job, they would take you to Hometown Buffet. Do you remember Hometown Buffet?
Yeah, man. I used to pig out at a Hometown Buffet.
Yeah, they would take like a bus full of kids. I don't know how many kids it was. It wasn't that many. It was only like 20 or so.
Well, wasn't it grade based?
Yeah, I think it was grade based.
You had to have a certain grades to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going to.
I just know I was going every month, and they were like, "You need to not go every month." I'm like, "Fuck you! I'm going every month, homie."
Why? Why didn't they want you to go?
Because I was like the only one who went every month because my grades were so consistent.
No, I went. I don't know how often I went, but I went. It got to the point where I was like, "No, I know what I'm going to go eat today." Like. I know where it's at too. I don't need you to tell me where the soft serve it yourself ice cream's at.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna go.
And then I was going. Everybody knew I was going every month. So
like bring me back stuff.
No, they were like, hey, because you got to pick a guest to go with you, a friend to go with you. So I was trying to pick different people in the classroom.
Wait, what grade was this?
I think it was like 4th, 5th, and 6th.
So like third,
4th, and 5th.
You and I went to the same school, but we didn't meet each other till 6th grade, right?
Yeah.
So you're right. Like I don't remember that. So it's not like I was like, "Hey, Ruben, let's go to Hometown Buffet." Can you imagine if we knew each other since 4th grade? At that point, we'd be the same person.
Yeah, that'd be some homosexual shit.
Yeah, man. I do remember Hometown Buffet. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like a buffet place.
It's like what is it? They have an old country buffet. Oh, Golden Corral.
Yeah, it's like Golden Corral. This stupid thing keeps telling me the battery's freaking going bad. I just changed the battery on this. All right, you guys, it will be seamless for you guys, but I'm gonna switch out the batteries. So I remember going to Hometown Buffet. I don't remember too much of it. It's closed down now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. It's like a Chinese
It's a
restaurant.
Chinese restaurant. Yeah. Chinese buffet now.
Is it? Yeah, no, but I remember a lot of field trips. I feel like I remember taking a lot of field trips, and they weren't all recreational. They were
There's a bunch of
like
educational
museums
ones.
and stuff like that. But
We went to the Rock Museum.
oh, that's right, dude. I still have a rock somewhere here with it from there.
Really?
Yeah, because at the end of after you got done going, because like here there's a big mining area, so at the end, like the history of the mining, at the very end of the mining thing, there's like a bucket, and they're like, oh, you could take one if you want. It's like a whole bunch of rocks, and they're like these tiny little rocks, but they were super heavy, so they must have like a high concentration of metal in it. But at the time, I was like, dang. Which, if you think about it, it's kind of dangerous giving a whole bunch of kids rocks that are super heavy.
Yeah.
And like the bus, somebody's getting clanked with the
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then we were talking about that because I don't know why, but I was saying the kids don't have too many field trips. We had some because we're special ed or whatever, so we file for.
You mean your current?
Yeah.
Like I thought you meant I thought you were telling them that we were special ed.
No.
Which one can easily be confused by.
No. Where I work now, our kids are special ed.
This is not to sound like mean or ignorant or anything, but you have a hard time containing those kids now. How do you take them on field trips?
That's a good question. You should ask. And anybody who's listening to this, who may or may not be a gen ed student of mine, can tell you that I threaten them very, very meanly. And I'm like, come here, little Susie. I'm like, we're gonna go on to public now, so be good. Because if you don't, once we get back to school, you're going to be in so much trouble that you will not see the light of day for about 2 weeks.
Just to clarify that, like, you work with special needs kids.
Yeah.
And by gen ed, you mean like the general public kids, like normal, regular kids.
Yeah.
But you work with special needs normally. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of my point. I'm like, can you have gen or special ed kids like at a museum without worrying about them like breaking stuff?
You just got to watch them. Like we took them to the aquarium. They were pretty cool.
Yeah, but aquarium's different. They're not going to find themselves inside of the...
See, the thing is, you don't take them where they can fuck shit up.
I was going to say, because if you take them to...
We're not taking them
there. I'm so dumb right now. My coffee's not kicking in. What's the museum that has the dinosaur bones?
We're not taking them there. That's not happening.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're all like taking a Brontosaurus femur off, and they're like, "Hey, look at this thing."
No, because I'm gonna be yelling. I yell already, so they know. But no, they weren't. Like they were pretty chill in the aquarium. They were pretty good about it. I think this year we're going to Legoland, so we'll see how that goes. And then most of them are a little scared of like being in public, like because it's like such a new area, so they act a little bit. They're more under control than normal. So
yeah, I don't know, man.
But yeah, they did that. I said gen ed kids. I can't remember them going on too many field trips. I think band went and played somewhere, but that was just the band, like the school band.
That's not bad though.
Yeah, they played somewhere. I don't think they played the fair. They did something, and then like. The only field trip I am aware of off the top of my head, which I was telling you, was the 8th graders who are graduating got their 8th grade field trip.
Where did they go?
They went to Wet and Wild.
8th grade, that means you're about to go to 9th grade, which is high school.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know whose smart idea was this, but that's not where I would take. I'd be taking them to like church or somewhere because I'm not taking a bunch of horny ass 8th graders to a place called Wet and Wild.
And the thing about Wet and Wild is that there's a whole bunch of corners to hide. And I'm like, somebody's whipping a dick out, or somebody's like flashing somebody.
Some insertion went on at very least. The very least.
Yeah, man.
And they're not like 8th graders like we used to be back in the day. These kids are ready to go. So, hey. And then it wasn't only for like a few hours. Like, remember some of our field trips were on like 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours at most. This was like an all-day thing. I think they left at 9. They didn't get back till like 7 or 8 at night.
What are they going to give them 3 meals there?
I think they can buy their own food. They were just free to roam around. And
dude, that's too much time. That's too much time.
And they went with other schools. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is a great idea.
This is not a good idea.
No man jizzes in this pool at all.
That's a problem.
Yeah, so I was like, this is a terrible idea.
Problem.
But whatever.
Big problem.
I didn't hear any problems. Nobody caught anything on camera, I guess, but I'm sure it went down.
Well, luckily by 8th grade, I don't think you've hit puberty. Maybe the girls have, but because I remember going to one of those like indoor water places, and I vaguely remember this. Like I knew I hadn't hit puberty. Like I was still like a soft little pudgy kid, and I do remember certain girls not wanting to get in the water, which is always like universal for a chick, like is on her period or whatever. Mm-hmm. Which I'm not. I don't know what that's like, so I get it. I suppose. But my point is more along the lines of like by then girls had already hit their period, so. But boys don't have. Boys don't have their period by then. But their period. Boys haven't hit puberty by then.
I think. I think all of them start younger, a lot younger now, man.
But I think even the boys?
Yeah, I think by 8th grade, they're all ready to go. They're all primed.
I don't know, man. It took me a long ass time to hit puberty. I don't think I hit puberty till like sophomore year of high school. And I might have been a late bloomer though, but like it took me a while to hit puberty.
I can't even think about that. I don't even know if I paid attention to it.
Well, you know what's funny? There's one of the comedians I don't know which one that I watch or listen to. They talk about they have a joke, and I'm gonna butcher it, I'm sure, but the joke is something along the lines of that the transformation from a child to adult is so traumatizing as a male that you intentionally forget it, like you suppress it in the deep recesses of your consciousness. And as we talked about this briefly earlier today, and we were like, oh, let's talk about this on the podcast. I thought about that, and I think there's something true about that. Like, do you remember the first like pubic hair you got?
I can't even think of that.
I totally remember it, and I like now that I'm saying it, like I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, it wasn't traumatizing, but it was definitely like, this is weird. I have one random hair. And it's not like it was like a tiny little like beard hair that I get. Like it's not like it came out like stubble. And it was just one giant random ass hair that came out. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I feel like I suppressed that in the deepest recesses of my subconscious. I'm like, I don't want to think about that.
I must have, because I can't tell you any of that.
And what I'm saying is, I have
no clue of it.
I remember that one hair, right? But that's it.
You're like, and then I remember just this big cock I grew. And just straight.
And then afterwards, it was like a tree trunk falling in the forest.
And then I knew what I was put on this earth to do: destroy walls, just destroy all of them.
Pleasure women into the night,
just dip out their windows.
Shoulder. No. What I'm saying is, I remember the one random hair. And if you ask me, like, where was it?
Right by the head.
I couldn't tell you, but I remember having one. I remember the first sprouting, right? But I do not remember any of the rest.
How did I get jizz on my boot?
You tell me, dog. I don't know. How the heck am I supposed to know?
It's because the dude at Colado's nutted on my coffee. Well, didn't you feel the lid? It was all sticky.
He doesn't like you. No, that's the same dude from last time that I told you.
Yeah, he's salty. He must hear the podcast.
The other guy is always nice to us.
Yeah.
That dude's always like... Maybe that dude's just angry because he works with a whole bunch of chicks, as you say, quote unquote, with the fat asses, and none of them are probably getting him play, so he's probably angry.
He might be. The girls were nice.
They all say hi to us, so they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" And they're like, they know us, but they don't know our names.
Yeah.
That girl asked us our names today. Maybe they're trying to remember, but then we get the same thing every time.
I should have been like, my name is Vega Omega.
You're like, my name is Jon Snow.
That's my friend Max Power.
But Yeah, man, that dude's always salty. That's what I'm saying. The other guy that totally looks like him. I know you don't like me saying that, but it's totally true. The other guy
he
that looks
exactly like him.
Is a lot nicer. He's very nice. He likes to talk
If it
to us.
wasn't for their different personalities, I'd say that's the same Mexican.
Oh, jeez. You need to remind. You need to tell them that you're Mexican, so it doesn't come off racist.
Oh, I am Mexican.
Now that Trump is president. Yeah, man. So, what was my point to this? Oh yeah, no. So I don't remember getting the rest of the forest. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't remember the rest of it at all. You like that reference? It's like a forest in Oregon.
That's terrible.
But I don't remember the rest of it. Like I don't know if I just woke up one day and I was ready to go, like all done. I don't remember if I just got like the rest of it in like phases. You know what I'm saying? Like how they build houses. Mm-hmm. You got like phase A and you got like the first 4 houses, and then I don't remember any of it. I don't remember any of it.
No, I don't.
If I could try my hardest right now to remember it, and I would not.
Nope, I can't remember any of it. I don't remember any of it at all.
I don't remember any other changes besides that. Because my voice didn't change, you could tell. It stayed the same. Stayed the same.
See, I think I remember them telling me in the Hoey girl we had in 8th grade told me my voice was changing.
Did you ever have any of those uncomfortable moments where the teacher calls on you and you're all like, hey, teacher, yeah?
No.
Now your voice break? I was always a very quiet kid, and so I never was like super loud. So I think maybe I have a theory. I have a theory that like I was always a quiet kid. I didn't really say much. I don't even say much now. Like I'm pretty stoic in a way, except on this podcast and when I'm hanging out with you. But I have a theory that like if you don't talk a lot, like your voice doesn't like, kind of like when you're working out. So you work out and you have micro tears and your body like repairs the micro tears, and that's how you build more muscle. Well, I think same thing with the voice. If you don't use it, you don't develop it more. So therefore maybe my voice always stayed kind of high pitchy. I don't know. I feel like it's also my nose, but that's a different topic. But like the voice thing was never a big thing. Like I don't think I maybe had my voice crack once, and it wasn't like super noticeable in school. It was a really traumatizing time. Like when okay, so is it come in phases or something? Because now that I'm reminiscing about this, I remember having some of those problems in junior high because I remember what school I was in. But then like, you know what I mean, the forest and all the other stuff.
I'm going to need you to stop saying that.
I'll find another horrible reference for it. It didn't come until like high school. So does it take a long time for this to happen or something? I don't remember any of this, man. I buried this in my brain.
I don't know. I never thought about it until you brought it up. I don't think about that.
Because I like the voice breaking thing happened kind of in junior high, but the straight man fro didn't happen to your face.
Oh my god. That is the worst thing I've heard today. We talked about a lot of horrible things.
Oh no, it's gonna get worse, I'm sure. So that didn't come till like sophomore year of high school. So did it take like 3-4 years? That seems like a lot.
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I
was absent on all the days in high school where we covered
sex ed. That was always hilarious when they were gonna have sex ed.
Were you allowed to take that?
Yeah, heck yeah. My parents like signed off and they're like, whatever, go ahead and take it if you want.
They're like, here, and you can watch Backdoor Sluts number 2.
It was always weird because we had a male teacher teaching the males, and so he was always pointing at the genitalia on like the projector.
That's just what I was gonna
If you guys don't know what a projector is, it's this device that you put a thing face down on a white light.
We have those now. They're just upgraded. They hang from the roof now.
No. You're my bad. You're thinking. I meant. Okay, now you use projectors. Back then, we had that thing that you put the paper on.
Oh, yeah.
What was that thing called?
Yeah,
it was like a projector,
yeah.
But it was a flat scanner looking thing. And then you put a piece of paper on there, and it would reflect light, and then throw it up on this weird telescope thing and shoot it up on the wall. Like, like you guys will not even know what the heck that is. I bet you can get on Craigslist and go get one of those right now for $10.
We should get one of those.
What are we going to do with that?
I don't know.
But, yeah, so he would project the thing on the wall, and then he would, like, use his hands to point out things, and it was weird. My little one hunting again. and he would point things out and almost grab at the like parts of the wall. It was weird. It's almost like he was funneling testicles, and it was weird. But you didn't take that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I don't remember half of this stuff. Like, I don't remember half of the body changes. Dude, did you ever get like, and women won't understand this, but as a man, you get like, I need to stop saying the freaking word like. You get insane, like, rage, stupid like again. You get insane raging boners out of nowhere. Did you ever get any of that? Dude, I got those all the time.
Mm-mm.
And when you're young and that just happens out of nowhere, it's not like you're thinking of anything sexual. Hunter, what are you doing, little one? She's looking over here like, these fools. And the podcast picks that up. I listen to this and you can hear
it picks it up.
Little one. So, anyways, when you're young, and you hit puberty as a male, you get raging hard-ons out of nowhere. It's not like you saw it's not as if you turned around and you saw a hot girl and you thought to yourself, wow, she's attractive, or let me look at this, or let me look at that. You just get them out of nowhere. And you're just sitting there and you have like a rock hard dick or whatever. And the most uncomfortable times is when a teacher's like, can you answer this question? And at that point you're like, no, I can't answer that question. And they tell you, well, come up on the board and try it. And that's when you're like, no. And hopefully the panic kicks in so hard that your blood just sucks it out of there like a balloon that just got popped. You know? That happened to me a couple times.
No, man, I didn't have those.
Dude.
You got out of your seat to like do stuff on the board?
Yeah, a couple of my teachers would want you to do math on the board.
Oh, that's why.
Why? You had to have math.
I think I did, but I was like, I don't know. Especially with, I don't want to be mean, but with our lesbo teacher.
I don't know who I had. I mean, I don't know what grade this was. I don't remember it being her.
I think I don't remember any of our math classes either. I know we had it, but I don't remember ever doing a problem on the board. I think I was always like, I don't know.
I do remember.
Or I had the answer, and I was like, everybody, the answer is 7. Because at that point, it was probably still basic shit that I could do.
I just remember that being panicked, thinking about going up there, and then the anxiety happens of you, like, having to go up on the board, and then you think to yourself, like, oh, what do you do? And, there's a joke now that I heard later on in life where people tell you, like, you face it up towards you, and then you just cinch it with the bell. Do you know what I'm saying? That makes total sense. When I was young and dumb, I did the opposite. But you don't want to do the opposite, because if you do the opposite and you try to push it down, it ends up just trying to hit back up. Mm-hmm. And back when you're young, you get like raging hard-ons, and good luck,
Yeah, no, I can't remember that ever happening to me.
I remember that. I remember the voice breaking once, maybe twice. I don't remember the fro part. What else changes happened? That's it, right?
I think so.
I didn't really get when you start getting like chest hair and stuff.
I have no clue. I've never thought about any of this stuff.
You literally shoved that deep in your cerebellum.
I put that in the folder of things I do not give a fuck about.
Yeah, it's probably more like I don't want to remember because
I put that right there with math and this year's elections, the World Series, a lot of stuff is in my I don't give a fuck about folder.
I will say I paid attention little to nothing in this election because they're both horrible candidates. And I really don't want to get into politics because the world is such a clusterfuck right now when it comes to Trump winning. But they were both horrible candidates. And although people want to talk about Hillary being the obvious choice, in many ways she is, because she is the politician. In many ways she was more prepared to be a president, but I don't, being a president as it's set on its own, it's almost like how you bullshit your way into it, because Barack was barely a senator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a governor or something. I don't know, but
senator, I think.
But yeah, man, I think they're both a clusterfuck. I think you're dealing with one guy that has like a Conor McGregor thing about himself. You're dealing with a woman who's two-faced as hell. Did I send you that meme?
Yeah.
Where it's like you got to pick one of them, and it was Hillary and Trump, and half of their faces were like Batman characters. So half of Hillary's was Two-Face, and the other half of Trump was Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good meme. The reality is that she's a little crazy. She has a lot of bad opinions, but so does he. I was talking to somebody the other day, and he's for late-term abortions, and I didn't know what the hell that meant. Do you know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with people getting abortions if they want to get abortions, but almost nearly 9 months is a bit too much to get an abortion in my opinion. That's just my belief.
I thought he was against that.
No, I think he's for it. She's against it.
Interesting.
I mean, it's hard, man. That's a hard decision. At that point, that baby's so developed, you might as well have it and then give it for adoption. But anyways, they're both horrible candidates. But you got to look at the positive. I mean, I think people are scared, and I really didn't want to go into politics. I think people are scared because it's such a difference from the current political paradigm. Mm-hmm. It's such a big difference, but maybe that's what we need, and I think you need to give that guy a chance because you don't know. Like, he talked a lot of shit going into the election, mm-hmm. but I think this is like Conor McGregor. At the end of every one of his fights, he kind of hugs and thanks the guy for fighting him. He's very appreciative, and I think it's a facade. I think it's a face he puts on. But the thing that's most fascinating to me about all of this is that this should prompt people to really reassess our shit electoral college system, because he won based on electoral college points, but Hillary got more votes from the people. So where are we dividing this?
I don't know. That whole thing is always seeming not to make sense. Because I heard that same thing, but then they show the map of all the counties he won. There's a whole lot of red all over the place.
Well, there's a whole bunch of red, but the electoral colleges represent...
Yeah, no, not the states. Like, every county he won in the whole U.S.
Well, yeah, but once again, if it comes down to... Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
And so... And then I heard the reason we have the electoral college is because apparently there's still a lot of space... like in the U.S. where people don't live. And the most places where people live are in California and apparently in Florida and like New York. And so that's where that's like apparently where like 80% of the world's population is, or America's population is. So apparently they have the Electoral College, so it kind of evens out where people live to where other people don't live.
But why But that's the whole point. Why does it matter where people live?
I'm just telling you what I heard.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's my point. I've said this a million times, and I said this years ago. The Electoral College is an old bullshit system that was there for when you had to put your vote into a freaking horseback guy, and he had to carry it for you. This is an asinine view.
It should be one vote for one person. That's it.
I mean, Rogan has said it best. It's like, if you can freaking online bank, why can't you submit your vote online? It's so retarded. I shouldn't use that term. Anyways, it's dumb. It's dumb, and it's an old arcanine.
It's an arcanine.
Damn, I'm out of it. It's an old. What is the word I'm looking for?
Archaic.
Thank you. Freaking Pokemon in my mind. Arcanine needs to come back in Sun and Moon. Drop mic.
Hashtag Arcanine needs to come back.
Make Arcanine great again. Yeah, it's an old stupid system that we need to get past. We should do the whole reason why people are so unwilling to spend time voting now is because people don't think that their vote matters. And the reality is, this election has proved it, if those numbers are correct. If Hillary got more votes, but yet Trump got in, then how does that make sense?
I think the same thing happened with Bush and whoever was running against Bush.
Yeah, you know why? Because I voted against Bush.
Yeah.
Freaking guy can't speak. And look, man, I get it. He's have a hard job. He's speaking to the world. I also don't want a guy that's like, it's bad enough he's like nuclear, right? Sorry, or nuclear, whatever one he said that was incorrect. It's bad enough he just pronounces things right, because I would probably pronounce things wrong as well. But when he says those stupid things where he's like, there's a saying down in Georgia, and he's like, fool me once, shame on me, shame on you. You know what I mean? Remember that line? I thought that was a joke until I heard it in the speech, and I busted out laughing and then crying because he was our president.
Yeah.
You know, but anyways, to get away from this topic, long story short, I think we all just need to chill.
Yeah.
Stop the riots. Mm-hmm. Stop hurting people. Because I saw a video of some dude supposed to get beat because he voted for one guy or the other, whatever. Yeah. But we need to chill. We don't know what this guy has going on really behind the scenes and what he's really looking to do. I think we did need a break from the Clinton Bush situation. But the insane part is, if all y'all would have just voted for Bernie like you said you wanted to, it's going to be an issue. Because if Bernie would have been there, he would have won.
Yeah.
He would have won because
Hillary did some
Hillary's two-facedness,
shit to him.
Hillary with the emails and the Benghazi and the fact that she didn't have military support pretty much. People didn't like her. That hurt her tremendously.
Yeah. I also feel like a lot of people who are saying they voted for Hillary may have not actually voted for Hillary. They're just saying that to be like the in crowd. They're like, hey, I voted for Hillary, but really they probably voted for Trump. But they won't admit that out loud.
It's possible. It's quite possible.
Because I seen like the protests. I'm like, hey, if only you voted for Hillary, I think she would have won Florida. Like, do you guys turn around? Did any one of you like ever turn around and
Florida's a little different because there's a lot of money in Florida, and a lot of those people have and want to keep that money.
Yeah.
But long story short, I think this should promote. We should definitely have a discussion about changing the current system. Yeah. And I think we need to give this dude a try. Look, I didn't want any of these motherfuckers. All right.
No, I say that once again, they're both not the best choices.
In fact,
ever.
I voted not for any of those two fools. I voted, but the part I'm pissed off more about is the fact that the only thing I feel like I can actually change are the propositions that are local to me, and all the ones I voted for went against my votes.
Yeah,
which I'm pretty pissed off about. But whatever.
Hey, you got our pilot out of office.
Once again, telling people where we are. Good job. Yeah, I'm actually very glad about that. Fuck that dude. It's another archaic, stupid situation where there is no limits to how long you can freaking serve. That's so stupid. But anyways, that's besides the point.
Yeah, I'd say you need to give him a chance before you.
And you know what? I'm very curious about, and this brings up a good point that Rogan's always said, that he feels like there is no power in the presidency any longer. Like whether there's some sort of weird Illuminati shit, or if the interest companies that are funding these people, whether they have so many promises to fulfill for these people that they have to already do the things that the previous. So how do I say this properly? So if you're a GM and you give a ton of money to a certain president, and that president now has an obligation to do like pass bills that help your company get bigger. So if GM funds both Hillary and Trump and did for Barack, and who did Barack go against? That one guy? Mitt Romney. They didn't go against McCain.
Yeah.
That was the first time around. Second time around, I think it was Mitt Romney, wasn't it? Anyways, if they give money to all four of those people, in the end, when whoever one of them goes into office, is still going to have to do the thing that they want to do because of the money they gave. Mm-hmm. And at the end, everything's going to kind of go the same way it always has. Mm-hmm. So that's his theory and whatnot. And I think he might be right. But we'll see. If he does the exact same shit that Barack Obama did or that Bush did. I mean, Barack did a lot of good shit. He also did a lot of bad shit. You know, he did the good thing about, you know, I love the fact that he did that stuff for the Dreamers. These are productive people that are looking to fucking improve the society. They're already here doing great jobs. These are vetted people. I don't like what he's done with the drone stuff and the fact that he's incarcerated a lot of whistleblowers that like 30, 40 years ago, we would have applauded whistleblowers. We would have given them like congratulations for breaking a story. Like, remember Ninja Turtles was about the freaking news anchor chick who kept getting in trouble because she kept trying to find like what was really going on. But nowadays we got a guy living in other countries because he whistleblew on the freaking country. And now he can't even come here because he's going to die.
Yeah.
He's going to die.
Yeah.
So I don't like certain things, but what are you going to do, man? I don't think that's Obama's fault. I think it's the interest groups that have dominated the way things are. And some of it's probably him, too. Who knows? Who knows, man?
I just say, hey, just give him a chance.
Give him a
The
chance.
world's not going to implode tomorrow. I mean, it might if a meteor hits us, but hey, it might. It probably won't. So let's give him a chance. He seemed very respectful at the meeting he had with Obama the other day. I think he even Obama said he's been nothing but respectful to me since he walked in the door. He was when I called him the other day. He was super respectful to me. He was super humble to me. He's been nothing but nice now. He goes, we were supposed to talk for 15 minutes. We ended up talking for like 90 minutes because we're just talking about random shit. And he goes, I'm going to try to help him the best I can. And Donald Trump was like, yeah, I'm here to listen to him. I want his advice on everything. And I'm not going to turn away any advice he gives me. And I'm just here to listen to anything he says. And he was super humble, but it's probably the most humble I'd seen him and most calm I'd seen him. He was acting like I don't want to say presidential, but he was acting pretty presidential. And I'm not for him. I'm just saying, he was acting different than you might have seen him during the campaign. So
yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see because what if he goes in there and does the exact same thing that every other one has done, or what if there's this joke? Who is it? Some famous comedian said this where it's a joke, and I'm gonna unjoke it for you. Just say what he said, but he basically said, what if you go in there and the first thing they do is they show you the Kennedy assassination from a different angle, and they're like, "You're gonna do what we tell you to do because this is the angle nobody's seen."
Yeah, it's possible too. They can totally do that to you.
I think that's Kennison. I don't know who said that, but I don't know, man. It's totally possible. I think we just need to play it out. At this point, nothing's gonna change, even if you wanted to. Is positives and negatives. I feel like Bernie from the beginning was the best option.
Yeah, I don't know.
From the beginning. Even who was that other guy who was like an asshole too? That was like, this guy's annoying. Was it Mark Munoz?
Mark
Munoz?
Rubio,
that's what it was.
I thought he would be okay.
Nah, that guy was trying too hard.
He was trying hard. I thought Chris Christie would be on there. Well, he said Trump said something about Obama being maybe on his cabinet. Or maybe I heard wrong.
You know what is scary, though? I think if there is any power still in government, by the way, the idea that we now have a Republican president and Senate, right? Yeah. They both went Republican.
Well, yeah, that's why Trump's like, yeah, I'm going to revoke Obamacare. I guess that's his big thing.
I almost kind of want that.
Yeah,
I think it was sold to us different. Anyways, too much politics in this fucking podcast.
Hey man, it just happened. This is cutting edge shit here we're talking about.
Yeah.
Topics of the week.
Yeah.
So hey, yeah, I need to not have insurance because that's how I like to live my life.
No, I think
insurance free and in debt.
I don't mind. Look, I think having affordable insurance should be something that definitely strive for.
You should have that, but you should also have the option not to have it.
I agree. Look, I think I was not for increasing the minimum wage, and I will not talk about that because that's another 20 minutes.
I will go so deep in that.
I am willing to pay more taxes if we have something along the lines of what Canada has. Mm-hmm. I think it's unfair that we are, quote unquote, one of the richest countries in the world. I don't think that's the case anymore. But yet we're falling behind on healthcare. With that said, I also think it's unfair if you are a self-made person. Let's say you quit your job and you want to go start a business. You want the American dream. You go and start a business, and in the beginning it's going to be rough, man. It's going to be tight. You're not going to have a lot of money. And then on top of that, the government's going to fuck you at the end of the year and say, "Oh, you don't have insurance? Oh, we're going to take a percentage of your pay because you don't have insurance." Like, come on, man. Like, there's a lot of things that I did not like about that. You should have the option of not having insurance. Everybody should have insurance, and quite frankly, everybody should get insurance if you can get it. Mm-hmm. But some people just honestly can't afford it.
And yeah, I was saying that's a good point. Like, if you are starting a business and it's just you and maybe one employee, it's probably good not to have insurance for the first few years while you're trying to get that up and running. And that's not saying that you will never have it, but when you're trying to get something up and running, like we're trying to get this up and running, what if we had an employee we're trying to pay insurance for? Like, we're not making money off of this.
Insurance is expensive.
Like, it's crazy to think that you'd have to do that. And I mean, maybe, and that's probably prevented a lot of businesses from probably picking up, possibly.
Yeah, I think insurance is far too expensive, and I think I'm surprised we've never looked at a better way of doing it, man. We're not the only country.
No. And once again, I'm not trying to blow Trump's dick because I'm not his biggest fan at all. But I'm just saying he's a businessman, so maybe he knows how to, I don't know, float the money around better or organize something, or he can figure out something with his cabinet. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to look at it, look at the positive of something he can do. I don't want to just be like, oh man, he's gonna go grab hoes by their pussy. I'm just trying to look at the positive and give him the benefit of the doubt until he proves that he is in fact Hitler.
Oh jeez, let's hope not. I don't know, man. I'm trying to be hopeful. I don't know. I will say I was not at all invested. That's the word I'm looking for. I was not at all invested into this election whatsoever. But I will say I fell asleep early that night. I wasn't even thinking about it. And then I woke up the next morning and it was like, oh, Trump's president. I was like, this has got to be a joke, right? Because I didn't think see, the reason I didn't think he was going to win is because the whole week I had been watching like random snippets of like where everybody's projected stuff is, and Hillary was always winning. Yeah. And so even in the beginning when I went shopping earlier that night, Hillary was winning and I was like barely edging him out. But at the end, he won like by a ton of electoral votes, right? Or points or whatever they're called.
At least I think almost 50 or a little bit more than that.
And so I was just like, I wasn't expecting him to.
Well, yeah. Apparently, I guess his people were saying, not his people. Like I'm in contact with his people. But I guess his campaign was saying, I guess they hit a lot of the smaller towns that like Hillary Clinton didn't hit. So they're saying they think that might have had something to do with it. And hey, I don't know, maybe it did. And I guess he spent some time in other towns that Hillary just thought she won, so she didn't even visit. I don't know, maybe it worked out. Maybe it did. Maybe it's all the Illuminati's plan. I don't know.
I think in order to improve this process, in order to improve the whole thing, we need to get rid of the Electoral College. But more importantly, I think we need to get rid of the two-party system. The idea that I hate it when people talk to me and they're like, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican. And I'm like, what does that mean?
I say, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Because so you're saying that you are pro all of these things that supposedly define these people. You agree with every single one of those?
Yeah.
Every single one of those you agree with?
Yeah, I'm not registered to vote anymore because I'm not for government anything. But when I did back in the day when we were in high school, it was the first time I voted for Bush or whatever.
You voted for Bush? Get the fuck out of this house.
Of course I voted for Bush. Who was he against? Who was running against him?
I don't remember, man.
Super Devil?
Was it? Oh, Bush was Republican, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Whoever
it must have been a bad choice.
It had to be a bad choice. So I voted for him, but I was registered an independent because I was like, I'm not gonna pick with your party sides.
I don't like the idea of you having to pick the guy to win because he wears the same color and has the same animal you think you like.
I was like, I say, what the hell is this? Is this Game of Thrones? Do we got to like pick our animal and shit?
Yeah, I like.
In fact, it would be a better thing if we had 32 different tribes we had to pick from, and we just all side with them. That'd be better.
How about we just fucking pick the guy that the views fit more along your views?
Yeah, and then he gets to pick a spirit animal.
That? Because the reality is, Trump's views are very different than Bush and very different than the last Republican before that. Barack Obama's views are very different than Hillary. Are very different.
So you're throwing a very broad blanket over what
it's
a Democrat or what a Republican is supposed to be.
There's a reason why they all fight for the support of one of the. So they all, like, for example, Trump argued with all those other Republicans in order to get the Republican support, right? What is it called when they get the
nomination?
The nomination from the Republican Party. So they had to argue and discuss things that they view differently. All of them have different views amongst themselves, and they fight amongst themselves until they say, okay, they got the nomination, so you guys should all send your spirit energy to that guy. Like, it's such a stupid, archaic monkey system. Stupid monkey system.
It really is.
You need to change the way you look at things. Like the idea that I'm gonna always follow one color or one animal because it's been like that in my family or forever, or because it's just so dumb. Make your own freaking minds up about things, people. Stop freaking following the chimp DNA you got. It's not as simple as like, it's red.
Yeah, people
so
do that.
Stupid.
Make up your own mind. That's a very good point.
Stop following freaking teams and colors for no fucking reason. But anyways,
like I do when I see Diamondbacks or anything. I'm like, yeah, what's up?
Whatever.
I shout out my area code.
On a different topic because I want to
go back to.
I don't want to get back.
I guess we can get back to.
We did 20 minutes of politics.
Hey man, it's a current event that's happening. Remember we had to do current events in high school?
Yeah, I will say all of those social studies classes really paid off. Learning this whole electoral college BS.
Do you have to do that?
Yeah, remember we had to take it with those twin guys' dad.
Oh, Kozumor.
Yeah. What do you think those guys are doing now?
Illuminati.
Working for the Google.
Working for the Google. Damn. Working for the Illuminati.
They're plugged into Google right now. They're just sharing a brain to them. You know what? I think you know what Google is going to end up being?
What?
You know how it's not the Shi'ar Empire. What's the other ones? The Shi'ar is always fighting with one people.
Oh, man. You're putting me on the spot.
You know what I'm talking about? They have like their leader's a brain that's like the leader of like that race is it's the ones that made they changed the DNA of the humans. This is why I have no
the Kree.
The Kree, thank you. The Krees.
That's why I can't do math right there.
That's why I can't do anything. The Kree in Marvel Comics, by the way, guys, we're going deep.
Like, is this happening in the current world?
Yeah, no, we're going deep. So the Kree is one of the people that came to Earth, changed the humans' DNA,
and made the Inhumans.
So with the Terrigen Mist, they make the Inhumans. But anyways, they're fighting with the Shi'ar people and the Skrulls, and the Kree's boss is a collection of a whole bunch of like old Kree people that make up this one Zordon-looking guy, and he is like a collection of all their brains. So he's like a sentient being or whatever. That's what Google is. Taking all of our information from our emails, from our navigations, from our maps, from our search engines, from like our freaking driveway street pictures, and it's all going to be one giant brain that puts it all together and says, you guys are all idiots and I'm going to kill all of you.
It probably is. It very much might be. Oh, hey, you know what movie came out the other day? It's a badass movie. It's the best movie ever.
What?
Equilibrium.
That movie is legit. If you guys have not seen Equilibrium, it's Christian Bale, and he's a badass, and he's got a good like theme behind it. It's got a really good theme behind it. It's so good.
Movie? We're gonna put that bitch on right now.
Oh, I got that movie. I might have 3 of those movies. I'm about to give those as presents for giveaways for this podcast.
You sleep with one by your bed just in case.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You just kiss Christian Bale.
Yeah, you got it right there. Right there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, man, it came on all in HD and shit. I was like, man, there's buildings in here I've never seen before.
Yeah, that movie's legit good. It's one of those like thinking movies. There's a point to it. There's like a message in there. Surface wise, you don't have to dig too deep. It's in there. It's good. Christian Bale's a bad mofo.
Yeah, he does that weird gun fighting thing.
That's right. He's all,
that shit's crazy. And then he fights with a sword. He fights so weird with a sword.
Yeah.
This is like one hand, but he has it like down.
Yeah,
he goes
he's like almost like a dude like Knives of Special Ops.
Yeah, it's crazy. Then that one dude thinks he's hard, and he's like, you ain't hard.
Who is that guy? Is that Tyson Beckford?
No. It's not Morris Chestnut.
Oh, Tyron Diggs?
Yeah, Tyron Diggs. There you go.
Is it Tyron? Something Diggs is his last name. Yeah, that's a good movie, man. Oh, that's freaking Ned Stark, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
His partner's Ned Stark, right?
Yeah, his partner's Ned Stark.
That's right. I just totally remembered that. And I'm bad with faces.
That shit was...
That's crazy. That's a good movie.
It's crazy.
You guys gotta go see that. Equilibrium is good.
And then when they're gonna... What are they gonna do? Oh, he's trying to save those people. And then he can't shoot. He can't shoot his guns because the other people will hear it. So he like puts that little button on his gun, and those like little things, spikes come out of the bottom of his guns.
Oh,
and
that's
he just starts
right.
beating the shit out of those dudes.
Dude, after I saw that movie back in the day, I started getting on internet, which is quite limited because back in the day you didn't have very good internet. And I started Googling. I'm like, do they have those things where you twist them down and then they just reloads your gun for you? Is that a real thing?
Oh, those things are awesome.
Or like the spikes in the bottom of the gun, because like they came out and he just whips it up in the air, grabs it from the barrel, and he just starts like slamming dudes' helmets.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, and he's like accurate. He's hitting the visors, not the helmet.
Yeah, and that movie's so good too. Yeah, because like most movies, like they hit in the helmet, and you're like
whatever.
He has a helmet on it.
It's meant to do that. It's meant to hold.
Yeah, no, he's hitting him in the visor, and it's going through the visor. He's like, "You're blind now, motherfucker." That's what happens when you try to fight post Batman.
Equilibrium, man. That's a legit movie. That's actually one of my favorite movies. Like back in the day, it's definitely one of those movies I could recommend people to watch.
Yeah, you should watch.
Go watch Equilibrium.
Everybody should go watch that right now. After you
finish this podcast
and share it with at least 2 friends.
Yeah, man, you guys gotta share this podcast. Show some love. I'm trying to figure out. We need to go somewhere public to do this because I think people would just come up to us and just start talking to us about stuff. Then I could be like, "So, tell me about your puberty. tell me about your fro."
Should do it next week outside of our coffee place.
Outside, yeah, but there's a lot of young people there.
Yeah, I'd be like, so when did you start getting cream pied?
Oh my god!
Like, was that like
recently?
Recently, because I know it's probably gonna happen later tonight. I see this young fellow with you.
This young fellow looks like he's rearing to.
He's rearing to go. I'm pretty sure he is.
Young fellow's looking at you like a piece of meat.
I've seen that look before.
You know that look that the Wile E. Coyote gives the
Roadrunner,
just like that.
Just like that. Okay, you wanted me to remind you of... We were talking about...
It's okay, so remember how before you were like, that's the worst thing I've heard today?
Yeah.
Okay, prepare to throw that one out the window.
Okay.
All right, so I was... So I don't even know how to start this one. So I'll ease into it. Anyways, we won't go there either.
I said, don't even finish that sentence, please.
So there's some side effects when men do steroids, right?
Right.
And most of those are pretty like known. Period. And
you need to go back to school, man.
I do. I need to go back to school.
You take English 101 and 102.
I need to go back on Hooked on Phonics. But with women, they're not as well known. And so one of the possible side effects, besides like voice changing and hair and all kinds of other stuff, is the idea of like, it's called, the technical term is called, why am I trying to go technical? My brain's not working right now. Hypertrophy of the clitoris. So what that means in layman terms is when the female clitoris, what people sometimes call the guy on the boat,
do people call it that?
Yes, they do. That's actually a thing.
That's my next text message. Hey, I want to lick your guy on the boat tonight.
It's worse because you're saying, let me lick the guy on the boat tonight. I think that's a saying because they're just like, how do you feel? I think it's like an old wife's tale saying, or whatever it is when it's a guy's version of it, where it's like, yo, bro, how do you find the clitoris? And you're like, it's the only dude in the boat.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's an old saying. But anyways, so this idea that the clitoris enlarges, I don't know how large. Like, I've never looked at studies where it's like whatever. I guess China, WWE China, rest her soul, rest her peace, rest in peace, whatever. She had apparently that issue. She looked like she was on a ton of gear.
She had a ton of
because
roids.
she was big.
Yeah.
But the only reason I say that is because I think she came out with the porn tape from Vivid or whatever. You know, Vivid. Where's Vivid getting all this money from? Who's paying for porn now? Where Vivid, like, anybody does anything risque, and Vivid's like, yo, Vivid's that guy that comes out in the middle of the alley and just creeps up behind you. It's like, hey, don't turn around, but I'll give you $2 million for a sex tape. Like, anybody does anything controversial, they just slip in behind him with a random long brown overcoat, and they're like, hey, you need money? I'll give you $2 million. I need a sex tape. Because that's what they did with the that girl who had like 8 tuplets. Remember? Remember that girl? What was her name?
Octomom?
She had like yeah, Octomom. There we go. You remember? She did a sex tape. But Vivid all of a sudden is like, we still got money, and I'll give you $2 million for the rights to that.
They do that. I wonder if they own some like stock in Pornhub or something.
I don't know what they do, man, but they always have money to give people for some reason. But anyways, so China came out with one. I don't know why she even agreed to it.
Because WWE had fired her.
Oh, I feel bad for her. But yeah, anyway, so my long-winded intro to this question is, would that bother you? If you're with a chick and she just, you know, whatever, like, how big is too big? You're just looking at because, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's body varies so much that some people like have like bigger clitoris than other women. And so the question is, how big is too big?
Like, if we're measuring up, if I can compare mine to hers, it's probably too big.
Yeah, no, that's definitely too big.
Yeah.
But I guess the question is, like, I almost want to take a poll of dudes. Like, did that bother you? How big is too big? Or is it like to the point where if like you whip it out and you can like flick it?
Yeah, probably if I gotta move it out of the way.
You're like, I gotta go in here. So
hey, hold up.
Sorry, buddy. Let me move you out of here.
Can you hold this? I got work to do down here. Like you got 2 free hands.
can you
hold this dude for me?
I'm about to go in. Can you just jerk the other one off? And this right here is why this would never get picked up by a network.
That's why we can't do this. We have to be very public places. Like, excuse me, were you guys just talking about sizes of penises?
No, we're talking about a guy on a boat. Old Man in the Sea. You read that before? That's a good book.
Like, were you just talking about penis sizes? No, clit sizes. We're classy here. What do you think?
How dare you? This is a medical topic.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think that's an interesting question because I mean, bodies vary and some women vary and some people have like larger than others.
Yeah, and in all seriousness, it probably depends like on the person. Like, I think if it's probably going to be fine unless you are in fact on steroids, and it'll probably look a little weird.
Well, it also depends on how much. Because some girls can have steroids, but they're not a lot, and then they don't. You don't really notice it too much. But yeah, I was thinking about that today. I was like, that'd be a little odd. That'd be unusual. But I guess the question is, how big is too big? Which brings up another question. So last time we had the boob discussion, and we were talking about breast implants. Remember? Mm-hmm. And our mystery female was saying that she's known women who have breast implants, and guys, when they have sex with them, get grossed out by the scars.
It's a soft person. That
was my point, because the other day I showed you a picture for no reason at all of a girl with gigantic oh yeah, that's right. I showed you a picture of the girl that had a tattoo done between her breasts, and she had one of those, like, you know, I don't know what it's called. I think they're like Indian with Indian tattoos. Is it Indian? No, it's like a Ombak. What is that? Thai? I think it's Thai. I think it's like, maybe it's Thai. I don't know, man. Where it's like a whole bunch of random shapes, almost like just detailed lines. I don't know what even it's called, to be honest with you. I shouldn't be speaking of it. But anyways, she had a tattoo between her boobs, and of course, like, her nipples are covered, but she obviously had gigantic boobs, and I studied them for medical reasons. And she had tiny little scars under her boobs because, of course, she had breast implants. And she had tiny scars under her boobs, and they're maybe if you're generous, 3 inches, and they weren't super noticeable. And I don't think that wouldn't bother me. But like, what guy's like, bro, that I couldn't get hard with that. Like,
A soft one.
I don't get that, man.
Just like I said in the beginning, where I lift heavy, that's not going to bother me. But people who are bothered by that, they don't lift. And have never lifted anything in their life.
See, that's a dude that's desensitized. Like, ladies, you can't be with dudes like that. You gotta walk away.
That's a dude who's getting to page 37 of
yeah.
top videos.
Well, that's a dude
Pornhub.
that looks at Instagram girls and doesn't think that
he's like, oh man, all girls look like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Those girls are touched up like a mofo.
Oh man, that Kim Kardashian's diaper ass. Oh, let me get on that.
That grosses me out, dude. Fake tits do not. Tits sound so bad. Fake boobs do not bother me at all. You know what I'm saying? No, but I'm just kidding. It doesn't bother me.
If you got some, let me feel them.
I've never felt fake boobs before. Sadness.
So if you got some, let me feel them.
Teardrop.
Send your address to.
Send your address. That's creepy. I don't want to go to people's houses.
You're right. Just send your DM to.
But I think some of that's because we've been around fake breasts for so long. Like I remember being young, and I've seen Baywatch back in the day, and Pamela Anderson was like a spokesperson for fake breasts, and so fake boobs are so integrated in my definition of the status quo, or not status quo. That doesn't sound good, ladies. It's ingrained into my definition of like normal society, so it's not a big deal. Fake asses, though, I find that disgusting and very unattractive. And no hate for you with the fake asses, but I see some of y'all that go on my little feed thing on Instagram, and it's disgusting. It's so unattractive. It's almost like my DNA tells me that you're sick. It doesn't work. My body's like, no, it's not, bro. That's not even real. Bro, that's not even real. Don't even worry about that. Go to some other girl. It's cool. Like, there's a girl on Instagram, I don't even know her following, but she comes up every once in a while on my, like, not on my I'm following feed. What's the other one? The little hourglass. Look, not hourglass. A little magnifying glass. Where it's not your feed. It's like finding feed. It's like things you might be interesting feed or whatever. And every once in a while she pops up because I guess it's fitness related. And she's like working out and she's doing like squats and stuff. And I'm like, I know she's doing like body weight jumping squats. And I'm like, your ass isn't even moving. And when you squat down, it goes like into your lower back. That's a fake ass. It looks ridiculous. It's gross. Fake asses, there's no excuse for, man. Like, ladies, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Tag all your ladies and all you other ladies, that way they can hear this as I'm dropping knowledge. Okay. Everybody seems to think that it's all about having gigantic Kim Kardashian ass. It's not. You can have a nice ass and not be big. There's something. So there's size, there's shape, there's like structure. That's another one where it's like the way it's built. Like every girl has different width of their hips, width of their bone structure. So muscles insert differently. So that means the butt shaped differently. But if you work out, if you work on your butt and your hips and your legs, dude, guys will still be into you. And it gives you a different shape to your butt. It's a lot firmer. It gives you a good looking butt. Stop injecting shit in your asses and stop putting gloves. Stop putting like giant pads in your asses. Like it's gross and it's disgusting.
Oh, when you said that, I just threw up in my mouth.
That's what I'm saying. It's disgusting. Like my dick is like, that's not a healthy human. Stay away from that one. That one's sick. It has like a ball in it.
It's like, you want this hood rat right here. Look at this hood rat.
Like for some reason that doesn't happen to me with breast implants. Maybe because I've seen them for so many years and I'm like whatever to them. It seems like almost like a normal thing. Also, another thing that grosses me out, like fake lips, like when they're putting a whole bunch of collagen in the lips, grosses me out. Grosses me out. I can't do it. Sorry, ladies. If you're into that, go for it. But the duck lips thing is gross. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's gross.
I just throw
it looks fake. I hate girls that look plastic. If you look plastic, there's a problem.
Yeah. You know who don't look plastic? Misha Tate. Looking good lately.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
I needed a palate cleanser.
I'm not gonna lie. She's a good example of a girl who's fit looking. Like she would have been a good, like even an extra, like on the Wonder Woman movie. Like 'cause she's got a good fit, attractive body. Like not too much in the extreme range of fitness, but not too like not fit, I guess. Like she's in a good middle range where she's kept a lot of her feminine qualities. She isn't like hasn't lost her ass or her hips or her legs. She's not overly muscular and blocky. She's still very feminine looking. It's a balance. You gotta find balance in life.
It's very true. Oh, nasty.
What?
Fake lips.
And fake lips are grosses and fake lapses are gross. Gross. Any doctor that recommends you doing that is
my
is
dick
lying
went
to you.
into my chest.
It's not okay. But anyways, I think we're on our quota, man. Today went by really quick, and we spent a little bit too much time in politics, which I didn't want to do.
Hey man, current events.
I suppose, man, but I think
we
we definitely need to stop all this hate and all of this like negativity, man. We need to ride this out. And look, if we still live in the best country in the world, there's supposed to be checks and balances, and therefore, if something happens, if something goes wrong, then protest. Then let's talk about how to get this dude out of power.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, let's be the better person.
Until then, nobody gives two flying fucks about you flipping over a garbage can. Nobody cares about you outside Trump Tower. Trump was not even there. I'm not even sure who you were talking to.
Yeah, a lot of those are like. I'm sure a lot of those buildings are rented out to businesses. There are other businesses operating out of those towers.
That's not his world headquarters.
Yeah.
You think he's some kind of evil villain? He's just up there. He's like, oh, my plot, my world domination plot is good. The only person who could stop me now is James Bond. Like that's not what's happening. People, get serious. Stop being sheep. They want you to be all separate.
Yeah, so just try to stay positive, but overall, I think what should be taken out of this podcast is fake asses and lips are gross. Stop doing that shit. Stop doing that shit, and ask your male friends, or maybe you are a guy. Maybe think about whether or not you've put your puberty in the deep recesses of your brain where you no longer want to ever talk about it again. I thought it was interesting.
It was, because I don't remember any of that. Hey, it was a good recap we did. We didn't even say it was a recap when we just did a recap.
Of what? Of the election?
Everything we just talked about. Oh,
the end of it, yeah. All right, any last minute things you want to drop? Any last minute knowledge you want to drop on these fine people?
I didn't come prepared with what makes you a hoe. Probably what makes you a hoe is, I don't know, voting for either Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. That makes you a hoe.
Well, there we go, ladies and gents. I should have said this in the freaking front of the podcast. Links for everything down below, and if you want to download this, my voice just broke. If you want to download this in an audio format, the voice has never graduated to the next level. I'm still on. If this was a Pokemon, I'd still be in Charmander voice, but I'm straight Charizard body. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Give him that Charizard dick, right?
You said it, not I, my friend.
Shooting out these flamethrower dicking downs.